Ipakadacha. Hello and welcome to Sports Today. Uh, the situation is dire, and all of you know that. All of you know that. Let's take the Fan Fight app. Let's take the Fan Fight app, and I will come back and talk to you. Should we have the IPL? Should we not? What is your take on the IPL? Is the tournament necessary? Should we go ahead? Should the BCCI go ahead? Is there a right and wrong? Is Pat Cummins a real life hero? Can there be many more Pat Cummins? Can the BCCI use the IPL platform for correct messaging? Should the right statements be sent out? Will it impact livelihoods? Plenty of questions to discuss as part of this show. And it's one of the most important shows that I think I can possibly do. So take a look at Fan Fight, and I will come back and take every possible question. You might disagree with me. Anybody, you please feel free, entitled to disagree, but give me your reason. I will give you mine. Let's have a healthy discussion as to where we can help in little ways, if we can. If we can help, let's make a difference. Here's Fan Fight.
This game involves an element of financial risk and may be addictive. Please play responsibly and at your own risk.
Okay, so do we want the IPL or do we not want the IPL? That has become a big debate in the country. And it is based on three things. Ravichandran Ashwin last night had put out a tweet saying that he is leaving the Delhi Capitals bio bubble to be as part of his family. Again, prayers and thoughts with Ravi Ashwin. Let us respect his privacy. I do not want to say more. Uh, Ravichandran Ashwin is a real life legend. I just want him and his family to get well as soon as possible so that we can have him back. Ash, you are a friend. My thought and prayers with you and the family. This is a time when none of us should intrude or interfere in your privacy. All I will say is each one of us will pray for you. That's all I will say. We have seen Adam Zampa and Kane Richardson decide to go back, and they will leave the Royal Challengers of Bangalore bio bubble to go back. I respect the decision. Every individual who is playing the IPL or is involved in it in some way has the right and the choice to make an informed call, be it a broadcaster, a commentator, a technical person, a journalist, a player. Anybody who is involved with the tournament can do that. Adam Zampa is 100% within his rights to do that. Kane Richardson is 100% within his rights to do that. Is it right or wrong? There is no right or wrong. Absolutely, there is no right or wrong. On the other spectrum, we have a Pat Cummins. Pat Cummins has just donated $50,000 from his money for the cause to help with the national health emergency that our country is facing. That is also the IPL. Again, let me say this very categorically. The fact that Pat Cummins has done what he has doesn't make Adam Zampa or Kane Richardson wrong. If you think that is the case, then you are mistaken. I laud Pat Cummins, respect Pat Cummins, and this is a legacy that will go way beyond Pat Cummins' career as a cricketer. Every person in this fraternity, in this country, will remember the gesture that he has made, the solidarity that he has shown, the contribution that he has shown. Trisha, can we put out Pat Cummins' statement, please? While she puts out the statement, there is the statement. And if you read the statement at times like this, it is easy to feel helpless. I have certainly felt that of late, but I hope by making this public appeal, we can all channel our emotions into action that will bring light into people's lives. I know my donation isn't much in the grand scheme of things. It will make a difference to someone. Thank you, Pat. It will indeed make a difference to people. It will indeed make a difference to several people. Believe me, if each one of us come forward and contribute in our own little ways, it will make a difference. Pat Cummins has contributed $50,000. Can the IPL amplify that appeal? Each one of these people are icons. If they come forward and spread the right messaging, if they spread the messaging in favor of vaccination, if they spread the messaging in favor of wearing masks, proper sanitization, proper hygiene protocols, at least a section of this country will get influenced. There is a section who consider these people icons, and we know that people will emulate them or follow them. So if the BCCI, the broadcaster, and if IPL can use this platform, and I know the broadcaster is already doing so, If this messaging is hammered home, that go, if you are eligible to take the vaccine, if it is available, go take it. I think human service can be done to this country. Now, let me tell you something very personal. Mother of my intern of this program, Ashish, who is part of sports today, she's on ventilator. Believe me, believe me, IPL also impacts people in very different ways. Unless there is money to run a platform, it is not going to be viable. It is not. There are many Ashishes in this country, many, who will benefit from the tournament in very indirect ways. Is the tournament impacting you for once? Forget it is an extravaganza. Treat it as it is livelihood. It is. Think of the fantasy sporting industry, for God's sake. How many people work for Fan Fight? How many people work for Dream 11? How many people work for My Circle 11 and each of these platforms? Forget what you earn, what you make. How many people, the back end? Thousands, thousands and thousands and thousands of people and their families. Each person leads to a family. Livelihoods come from that particular industry. Believe me, if this tournament gets stalled, livelihoods will be in peril. The same applies to media. The same applies to sports journalists. Now, many will say that did sports journalists lose their job last year? Everybody took a pay cut except some houses. Every person either was in a position where his job was in peril or had to take a pay cut and suffered. There was a tremendous sense of anxiety. The fact that sport is back, that anxiety, and IPL is back, that anxiety is gone. There is a bigger industry. Do not treat the IPL only as an extravaganza and only as an evening source of entertainment. It is not. There is a whole story beyond that. Whole story beyond that. And you know what? Think of broadcast. How many people work in the technical stuff of broadcast? Tell me, how much money do they earn? How many of them are, they're not billionaires, they're not the players, but there is a whole ecosystem that I think survives on the IPL. Media, broadcasts, fantasy sporting industry, print, everywhere this ecosystem is important. If the BCCI can come forward and use the IPL platform, which I think they must, contribute to the vaccination drive, contribute to making a difference, contribute to spreading the message that vaccines are the lifesavers. No anti-vaxxer should be listened to. No rumors. As the politicians, frankly, as civil society, forget the politicians. Each one of us have a duty towards civil society. And I think the IPL can be used as a platform to spread this message. Pat Cummins has done what he has. I was having a chat with David Warner and he told me, I want to be in your country at this point in time to show solidarity because your country has done a lot for me. That is what I want. If a David Warner with multiple million followers puts out social media messaging every day that vaccines are important, social distancing, physical distancing is important, wearing a mask and following hygiene protocols are important, and if 1% people who are part of his followers start doing it, believe me, a chain is created, and that chain will break the virus chain. That chain will go a long way. A David Warner, a Virat Kohli, a Rohit Sharma, Mahendra Singh Dhoni, a Suresh Raina, Harbhajan Singh, each one of them are icons if they start using these platforms, the IPL platform, to put out this messaging. If the teams start put out this messaging, then I think a huge service can be done to this country. A huge service. Again, I am saying this. You can disagree with me. I will respect your disagreement. But according to me, the IPL is not simply a sports extravaganza which is played out every evening as a source of entertainment. I am aware that there are many broadcast individuals and young men and women who work with me, for me, with me, and they are in bio bubbles in hotels in Mumbai, bringing broadcast, be it in multiple languages. Believe me, their jobs will be on the line, and jobs means families. Their jobs and their families will be on the line if the tournament is stopped, if sport comes to a standstill once again. So it is not an easy call. It cannot be an easy call to just say that the tournament should be stopped. Again, I'm saying I understand where you're coming from. I understand where people are saying why the tournament at this point in time. But frankly, the tournament for me, I don't care who wins, who loses. I don't care. But the economic value of the tournament at this point in time is something we should appropriate and use. The values of these players, the iconicity of these players is something we should use. And that for me is an important messaging that the IPL can actually give. Let me take questions. And there are many questions. Is there any issues between DC Pant and Ashwin? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Karthik Mathur, I will not say more. Not say more. I respect Ash's call because there are reasons. Ash is a legend. If there were issues between them, I would have told you. You can trust me on it. Let Ash tell you. Ash, as I said, my prayers are with him and his family, but there are no other issues. There's nothing insidious or nothing conspiratorial in this whole thing. Anit Sidhu, danger to the IPL cancellations midway. I don't see it. What is the board takes on it? The board is pretty much at this point in time, and I've had conversations. I have no inkling or information at this point in time that the tournament's future is in doubt or anything like that. Rather, I want the BCCI, and I know they're doing it. They want to use the IPL platform to put out the right messaging, use the IPL's economic value to try and help. That is what should be done. And each individual stakeholder, which includes the player, the broadcast partner, us, the media, should utilize the IPL platform to send out the right messaging. That is what should be done. In my opinion, IPL should continue providing livelihoods, more importantly, giving us hope. Amlan Pradhan. I agree with you, but that is our opinion, Omlan. If there is a counter opinion, let's respect that. Andrew Tai mentioned some more Australians will be leaving. Andrew Tai does not need to mention there will be. Kane Richardson and Adam Zampa have. I have spoken to many other Australian cricketers. Some more might. Some more might. But again, we respect such calls. Countries are putting India on a red list. People are concerned. Families back home are concerned. Everyone is entitled to his or her personal opinion. But will that put the tournament into jeopardy? No. Rajveer Singh Rathore, cricket gave him everything. Absolutely, yes. But most importantly for Ravi Ashwin, it is his family. Just like it is for you and me, Rajveer, it is for him as well. Did Andrew Tai? I've answered that. Anu Yadav, IPL is giving us a chance to smile. Maybe yes, Anu. Maybe yes, you're right. It is. But more importantly, you know what? If there is a Pat Cummins, I know $50,000 can contribute a little way, but that $50,000 will also save 5 lives. And that for me is important. I, in my little way, whatever money I am earning from IPL or will earn, I will use a little bit of that money or some of that money to get people vaccinated. So each one of us, if we can start a chain, if we can help people around us, 50 people vaccinated, 100 people vaccinated, 200 people vaccinated with the money that we can earn from the IPL, I think it will make a big difference to our country. Each one of us, little contributions, very little. What will 200 people get vaccinated? But 200 lives will be saved. I can't do more or you can't do more maybe, but some others will do more. But each one of us need to step up and contribute at this point in time. Chathil Mayan, can IPL continue in just 2 venues? Uh, Good call, good call. But they are doing tarmac to tarmac. They are doing tarmac to tarmac. Just think about it. When Mumbai was at its worst, and dare I say this, the Mumbai positivity rate is significantly going down over the last few days. From 30, it has come down to 14. The peak from 11,000 has come down to 5,500 cases per day. If Mumbai has turned around the corner, the IPL was actually played at the worst time for Mumbai, but the biosecure environment was actually sacrosanct. So I don't see that as a problem. SVRS Sai Krishna, can domestic players be available? Yes, they can be. Overseas players, I do not see all of them backing out. I have spoken to a hell lot of them, and a lot of them empathize with India in a particular manner. Some want to go, some want to stay. I don't think everyone. Again, there is no moral right or wrong here, but I do not think domestic players, of course, will play. But I also think India internationals and international players will also be there. Will there be any further withdrawal from Indian players and overseas players? Anit, this is impossible to tell you. If mentally someone is not up for it, and it's very logical if you're going through this and you're reading this kind of news, and if you see some family member getting infected, somebody close to you getting infected is on life support, what do you do? Yesterday night, you have seen on Sports Today, a very dear friend's father was on oxygen saturation level 70. I put out a tweet. Believe me, all of last night I was on that. Doctor friends, and I can name them also. Doctor friends helped me to get on video calls with them. We provided oxygen. We got the level up to 93, 94. Today, tried our level best. We finally managed to get an ICU bed in Calcutta. And maybe the friend's father I'm talking about will pull through. So it is very difficult to say will there be withdrawal or not. But and the mental impact that each one of us will have to deal with is quite serious. Having said that, for me, this is also an economic enterprise which can be utilized. It is a social enterprise. It's a very strong platform. Think about it. How many millions of people watch the IPL every evening? And when you watch it, if there is a barrage of broadcast measures, the message goes out every single day from each one of our icons, be it a Kohli or a Dhoni or anyone, that these are hygiene protocols, these are important measures. I think it will go a long way. Kumar Vikram. Yes, IPL should be held in such times, useful for many reasons. Younger population, I agree with you. Vinay Venegure. Why is it Australian players? Restrictions are there. Vinay, do not go by Australia, New Zealand English. It can be anyone. It can be anyone, and respect it because it is a personal call. Whether you watch the IPL or not is an entirely individual or a personal call, Vinay. Respect what they have done. Let us not question any one of them. Every time there is a problem, soft target some idiots, IPL always. And at this point in time, I do not want to call anyone an idiot. All I will say is if the tournament is contributing to livelihoods of many, and it is, not simply the players, do not treat it. Virat is making 15 crores. That's not the issue here. Dhoni is making money, or anybody else for that matter is making money. Think of the basics, the technical staff, the broadcast people, the fantasy industry, the journalists, the media, the all of these people do not earn crores. They earn some thousands, and that is how their livelihoods are running, their families are running. There is a bigger story. Why not just shorten one round? No, there will that is not possible. That is not possible because the entire economic foundations of the tournament rests on a particular platform. That's Nakshpa. Utkarsh Roy, IPL should be cancelled so that IPL team doctors are free. Correct, but how many doctors will you free up that way? Brother, you will not be able to free up even anything. Rather, if the IPL can actually give me many a Pat Cummins, if we can raise 100 crores from the IPL, brother Utkarsh, we can vaccinate with that 100 crores or close to that kind of money. And the IPL can provide that kind of money. Even take the $50,000. What is $50,000? 35 lakhs. Now, 35 lakhs will actually be able to vaccinate some thousand people. That is some thousand lives saved, Utkarsh. So I think there is a value to it. Ashish, people doing in lockdowns at home losing livelihood. IPL relaxes the population. I don't think it is about relaxation. There's a bigger role, Ashish, but I know where you're coming from. Priyanshu, fantasy picks and captains. Priyanshu, let's do this first. Fantasy picks and captains can wait for a while. I will give it to you. Nobonil, should KKR play Ferguson? I'll come to teams. Salute Pat Cummins for inspiring many others. Kuldeep Singh, absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. Priyanshu, why Nitish Rana not bowling? We'll come to all that. Heard Australia and England gonna allow in, yes, that is correct. That is correct. That is absolutely correct, Balaji, because we are on a red list for the moment. Nobunil, should Shubman Rana Tripathi come 1 to 3 back to back? I'll come on that. I'm in no mood at this point in time to give you the team. Let's first finish this part, then I'll give you my fantasy team. Respect to Pat Cummins, my phone. Sunny Kumar, yes. Priyanshu Dikshit, Ferguson, teams. We'll come to that. I think I've given you my perspective. I've done a pretty long show. Believe me, all of the last few days, I have tried to help friends in my own little humble way with medicine, with beds, with whatever. Most of the occasions I've failed. The little that I've succeeded gives me a lot of heart. And and whatever little money I earn from the IPL, I will use a portion of it to try and get people vaccinated. I that is my call. Even if I can do for 5 people, 10 people, 50 people, 100 people, 200 people, I think some lives will be saved. That is how I look at this tournament. Coming to my fantasy picks for tonight, KKR is looking in complete disarray. Shubman is not looking the part. So I have actually picked a team. I have actually picked 11 people, and my 11 people are Nitish Rana, Rahul Tripathi, uh, uh, KL Rahul, Mayank Agarwal, Chris Gale. So that's my Yeah, sorry. I hope you can hear me now. Trisha, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Trisha, give me a thumbs up. Yes, you can. Good. So here's my team: Nitish Rana, Rahul Tripathi, uh, KL Rahul, Mayank Agarwal, Chris Gale. It's Ahmedabad, the Narendra Modi Stadium. From what we know, and it's the first game, I will go in with a Deepak Hooda. So that's six. You can go in with a Moses Enriques also, because he might bowl at the top part of the innings. And given the fragility of the KKR batting, there is a chance. So one between them, that's number six. Number seven must have is Varun Chakravarti. Number eight for me is Ravi Bishnoi. Number nine is Mohammad Shami. Number 10, and interestingly, I think KKR might open with Sunil Narayan. Then I will push Sunil Narayan at the top, because Ahmedabad, the ball might just come on and there can be free flow. And 11 will be Andre Russell. That's how I will go 6-5 in favor of Punjab Kings. Captain, vice captain, watch out for the pitch. Watch out for the pitch. But I will go. I mean, the safe bet is either KL Rahul or Chris Gale or anybody like that. But I will actually go with Mayank Agarwal, because Mayank Agarwal, according to me, is due. Look good game before. If it's a good wicket, he will have it much better. So I will go in with somebody like a Mayank Agarwal, or of course a KL Rahul is a big option. And I will see the wicket. I think one between Nitish Rana and Sunil Narayan will come good. So I will split it up between a Mayank and a Nitish. If you see at the toss that the wicket will aid faster bowlers, go with definitely go with a Mohammad Shami or a Pat Cummins. Both of these teams have been batting fragile. Keep that in mind. Go with a proper division today. Do not go 7-4. Go 6-5, because both these teams have issues. But given it's a different venue and a different condition, I think a 6-5 team for the moment is a safer option. That's where I will leave you. All I will say is, for me, the IPL is much more than a sports tournament. It is an economic enterprise. It is a platform which can be used. By the way, I will listen to these people way more than a small politician who, the political class has failed us. I have no problems in saying it. In my city, political rallies continuing, and all parties, political rallies continuing in the middle of a COVID surge. Believe me, politicians have failed us. So, if the platform can be utilized to spread the messaging of vaccination, of hygiene, of protocol, I think the tournament has huge value. And of course, the economic enterprise that offers livelihoods for many thousands of people. And if the BCCI can garner and spread the right message, use a bit of the IPL money to help the national health emergency effort, I would be obliged, humbled, and delighted. That's my take. You have every reason to agree or disagree. I will respect that. There is no right and wrong. And I keep saying it, there is no right and wrong. But I just hope this passes. And when it passes, believe me, there will be closure. Each one of us have lost someone. Each one of us have suffered. Each one of us have had a deep mental setback. There will be closure. No win, as Abhinav says. No victory. There will be closure. But will lessons be learned? Will we take lessons from this disaster and be ready in the future? I leave you with those thoughts. My take on the IPL: tournament should go on. There is every reason to expect that the tournament has value much more than being a simple entertainment or cricketing extravaganza. Thank you very much.